Hello, everyone! Thank you so much for joining me for this special New Year's Eve video. I'm Katie of Light from Lantern Knitting Patterns, reporting from the East Coast this New Year's Eve. I'm looking forward to wrapping up the year with you because maybe you don't have anyone to ring in the new year with, or maybe all those people are currently asleep, or maybe you're one of those people who is usually asleep by now, in which case, it's no problem if you enjoy this at a future date. That's the magic of time travel. I thought this would be a fun opportunity to celebrate a new year by wrapping some things up. I have some knitting projects that just need a couple of finishing touches before they're done. And I thought, well, that's a great way to end the year so that we can make room for new projects, new abundance, and all new fun in 2025. As crafters, we know that some of the most magical times is when we're finishing a project. And so I hope this encourages you to grab something to knit on or maybe even finish of your own so that we can start this new year with plenty of room for abundance and amazingness to head our way. I'll also be popping a bottle of bubbly as we hit midnight, and of course, sharing with you all sorts of fun things that I have planned coming up for the new year. Before I get started on finishing my projects, I thought we could have a little year-end wrap-up, because it's been a weird year. I don't know about you, but for me, it's been a weird year. If you've been following along on the Knit a Spell podcast this fall, you know that I was in Florida for 2 of the hurricanes, which is a real do not recommend experience. I mean, it's memorable, but like in a traumatic kind of way. This is also the year that I've decided to have a big move, relocating from the West Coast all the way back to the East Coast. If you've ever done a cross-country move, you know they're super fun. This is also the year that my podcast went from a dual co-host to solo, just me. I welcomed so many amazing guests, which if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the past fall season, I highly recommend it. It's a great thing to do as we ring in the new year. Lots of cozy podcast content that you can enjoy from your bed or while commuting. That's Pancakes. I was kind of hoping she would sit there instead of out there, but she's busy guarding the house, so. This year also found 2 of my designs landing in a magazine. This Cassell Magalog, in fact. These patterns are free in the Magalog. All you have to do is get in contact with your local yarn store to get one. I was also able to design a couple of new patterns this year. The Count Your Blessings cowl with my friend Sasha Ogden, and my Tarot Hex cloth, which is still in the works, but I promise is coming very soon in the new year in terms of the pattern being available. In fact, not only will I have the pattern ready, I'm also creating a little booklet of tarot spreads and suggestions on ways that you can use this cloth for divination. Thanks to Sasha for that idea. So while this has been a somewhat chaotic year of change, I still like to think that I was able to make the most of it by just letting life happen around me. How has your 2024 been? How many projects were you able to cast on or finish? What were some of your proudest moments? I'd love to know, so drop a comment in the chat. And just a side note here, in case you're like, Katie, why is it so bright? Well, it's because I'm asking you to do a little bit of time travel with me. This may be recorded a little bit before New Year's Eve, but let's be honest, the lighting is way better in the daytime. And by the time you see this, it still will be midnight. So don't worry, I'm here ringing it in with you. How convenient is this clock? It's actually noon, but you know, we can pretend it's midnight. Let's get down to some business. I have this pair of river mitts, the worsted river mitts actually, that I finished the other day. And I'm excited that I did this little bit of different color blocking on here. I have made this pattern more than any other, like dozens of pairs of river mitts. And the worsted size knits up so darn quick. It's really fun. So to make it a little more interesting for me, I've started to do the cuffs in different colors or a little bit of a striping situation. They're a really great basic project for you to apply all sorts of creativity when it comes to color. Plus, they're a great stash buster this way. I knit these over the Christmas holiday, and now all I have left is to block it. But first, I got all these ends to weave in, and that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, so step one, in order to weave in ends, we need a tapestry needle, and for that, I'm going to my handy little maple and thread wallet that I have here that I purchased at a yarn store in Bend, Oregon. This was a little bit on the expensive side, but I freaking love it. It's always in my project bag. It has 2 different size tapestry needles and a little pair of scissors, and it even comes with stitch markers in the back. So it's small and really has everything that I need outside of a tape measure, which I always have in every project bag anyway. So we're gonna open it up. It's got a magnetic closure here so it doesn't ever get caught on your knitting. I like the largest tapestry needle here. And then the next step is I'm going to turn the mitts inside out. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I like starting at one end and working my way to the other end because otherwise I always tend to forget some of the ends and then I have them later, in which case they usually just get tucked in and never woven in. We've all been there. Now, this is a great opportunity to put a little bit of magic into your project as you weave in the ends. So as I weave this in, I'm going to think how grateful I am to these mitts for keeping me warm, how appreciative I am to everyone who was involved in creating the yarn, and excitement around actually wearing them. And that's just something that you can think to yourself as you weave in each end. How do you like to weave in your ends? If you have any specific techniques, feel free to share them with me. I'm always looking for new ideas. All right, number 1 is done. Back to my handy wallet because why? Little scissors so that I can snip this. I always just leave a little bit of a tail there. I don't do it super flush. And then I kind of like give it a little squish pull here so that if there's any stitch movement, it can go to its natural place. And if I need to pop in the thread the other way, I can. But right here, it looks good. So now we're just going to repeat several more times. If you've made one of my river mitts, whether it's the worsted weight or the fingering weight, I would love to hear from you. Let me know what yarn you used. What color or colors did you use? And if you modified the pattern at all, I'd love to hear what creative ways you did. If you haven't yet knit one of these river mitts, they are so much fun. As I said before, they're really fast to make, which is a great opportunity to use them as a gift-giving item or to just keep for yourself. Weaving in these last ones at the end are always a good opportunity to form the perfect circle around here, since knitting in the round is actually knitting in a spiral. So quite often, once we get to the end of the round and bind off, it can look a little bit uneven. So using this step to cinch that part together is a perfect opportunity to fine-tune this edge here. Is sort of like a bonus to a step you have to do anyway. And because I'm a sewer, I always go back a little bit, little back stitch action like this. All right, and we're at the final thread. So let us be grateful that this is the last one, that these will soon be finished, and that we can enjoy them on our hands instead of just knitting them. And again, I just used this end to even out the edge here by connecting the two parts where was the first stitch that I knit in that row versus the last one that I bound off, to make it a nice even edge, and then weave in the end from there. Do you do anything like this when you're knitting something in the round? You've noticed that little uneven jog after you've bound off? Let me know what kind of tips and tricks you use to deal with that. All right, let's make sure we actually got them all. Flip it back around. Oh, looks good. Hold on, let me check this side. Sometimes one gets lost. Okay, I think it is done. So, yes, we've done it. That means we can guilt-free cast on a new project in the new year. There's something so satisfying about finishing a project. I know there's lots of people who love to start projects, but we're at the end of the year, we're finishing projects, and this is a good reminder that part of why starting a project is so wonderful is because we actually want what we're knitting in the end. So if you have any projects that you've been putting off, now is the perfect time to finish them so that you can actually enjoy them, because I think the finishing is even more amazing and exhilarating than starting. It's like the starting, but like 10 times better because all the effort you put in. If you love these knits, I have a quick knit along that I'm going to be hosting with my yarn partner, Ewe Ewe Yarns, in January. If you are interested in having a little bit of support and motivation in knitting your first or many pair of mitts, I welcome you to join me, and I'll make sure to leave all the information in the description, because the best way to keep in touch is by signing up for my newsletter, which always tells you about things first, plus often has exclusive coupons and promotions that I don't necessarily offer anywhere else. Now that we have finished our little project here, we can rest assured that certainly this new year is going to have plenty of space to bring in fun and exciting new projects. And speaking of exciting new things, if you're a fan of my horoscope for knitters segment that I do here every month, you're gonna love the 2 new offers that I have coming in January. The first one is a personalized 30-minute quick fix unraveled tarot reading. This is a short but impactful session designed to address a specific issue in your knitting journey. Perhaps you're feeling stuck on a project or struggling with confidence. Or maybe you're just wondering how to channel more energy into your craft. I'll pull 3 cards tailored to your question to address the energy surrounding it. This will reveal actionable insight and guidance around your question. Or if you're looking for even more insight, I'll also have a 60-minute reading for you to weave a magical tapestry. This will be a deep dive into your creative energy, intentions, and goals for your knitting practice. We'll explore how your craft aligns with your personal and magical insights, identify any blocks or patterns that might be holding you back, and gain clarity on how to bring passion, joy, and purpose into your projects. This is a 7-card reading to go even deeper. And I can even match you with a personalized color that will help match the energy and intention of the reading. Whether you choose the 30-minute or the 60-minute reading, both come with a summary via PDF and can be done either via Zoom or email. I also have a special add-on, which is to create a custom energy sigil that you could use in your knitting, whether that's applying it via color work or just drawing it and keeping it in your project bag. This special sigil will be designed just for you around your energy reading. These readings are a great way to reinvigorate your craft, whether it's knitting, crochet, weaving. Really any fiber artists will enjoy these readings. These readings are really aimed at helping you break through creative blocks and instead turn your crafting into a magical, intentional experience to bring in even more joy to your craft. And to help celebrate the launch of these new products and a new year, I'm offering $10 off of the 30-minute reading and $20 off of the 1-hour reading for any of them booked in January of 2025. Find out all the details on how to sign up and how to get the code for your exclusive discount in the description. And of course, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to reply. Or you can always shoot me an email to hello@lightfromlantern.com. I'm so excited to launch these new offers because it'll allow me to connect even further with my watchers, viewers, and fellow crafters like you. I look forward to getting to know you all on an even deeper level through these offerings. Okay, my friends, we've finished a project. We've talked about exciting new things to come for 2025 and reminisced about the weirdness that was 2024, or the awesomeness, depending on how you want to look at it. Now comes the time where we're going to grab a bottle of bubbly and ring in the new year together because it's almost that time. So before we do our countdown, let's get our items all set up. And that means you too. So if you haven't grabbed something to cheers and ring in the new year yet, now's your time to go grab it. I'll meet you right back here in 1 minute. All right, and we're back. And I have my bottle of bubbly, which is the Winemaker's Sparkling. A bottle that I accidentally bought thinking it was Prosecco, but no, it's Brut. So we're going to use it now. We have our festive glass. The last thing we have to do is just count it down into the new year. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'm going to prepare this bottle first so that when we're done counting down, we can make sure we're ready. I'm so excited to ring in this new year with you. Are you ready? Do you have your bottle? Do you have your cup? All that's left to do now is count down and pop it open. So, without further ado, let's let go of 2024 and invite in 2025 to be amazing, wonderful, and full of good surprises. Let's count down together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Woo! My favorite part. Ready? Cool. Brace yourself. Woo! It's my favorite sound. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. We did it. Let's make this year the best one yet, because really, why not have that sort of intention? The best, most relaxing year? The best, most exciting year? The best, most abundant year? What is your wish for this upcoming year? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear them and I want to celebrate them with you. Even if it's something small, even if it's nothing at all. Just ring in that new year, get that new energy into you, and let it fill you up and fill your cup. Cheers. Why are bubbles so celebratory? I just love them. Congratulations for staying up until midnight, or whenever you end up watching this. I hope you enjoyed ringing in the new year with me. I know I sure did with you, and I look forward to many more adventures in the coming year. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Happy New Year!